everyone. Welcome to Life Nugget. I have a colleague here by name Colin. He is of African descent. We share similar backgrounds, and I want to get his take on the American dream, whether it's achievable, and the transitioning here. We find ourselves in the United States, a completely different environment from our upbringing. And he's lived in more than one state, so he has a ton of experience. So hopefully he shares some with us. So if you are thinking about relocating to the United States and find yourself in questions like, how is it gonna be? How is it transitioning? Do I need to educate myself? Stuff like that. He's gonna throw more light on that subject for us. So sit tight. All right, Colin, welcome to my home.
Thank you.
Let's get right into it. Is the American dream a thing?
I definitely believe it's a thing. Basically, considering where we come from, and I feel like there's a lot of opportunities. If you think about it, most people who come here, or most immigrants that come from different countries, they always come here for a purpose, right? If the opportunities were in the country that we originated from, we wouldn't be here. Because we all have our home. We were born there, raised there, went to school there, have friends, family. But then there's very limited opportunities. The way I see it, like, you think about it, like, we have, like, 2, 3 big universities. So when you finish high school, if you want to study engineering, nursing, pharmacy, doctor, medicine, you're competing. There's a lot of people to compete with, and they're going to pick a few. And even when you come out, even the jobs, it's pretty hard to get. So then if you have the opportunity to come abroad, I feel like, especially in the US, it's definitely a dream. So once you focus and you know what you want to do, you come here, you want to go to school, you get your degree, and basically have that focus and mindset that, you want to attain certain goals. You'll be able to do it. And that's what everybody is doing right now. So I feel like definitely it's a dream. It's a lot of opportunities, seriously. Everybody comes here.
So you are defining the dream in terms of opportunities, right?
Absolutely.
And the accessibility of colleges and stuff like that compared to home,
yes,
where the only limited number of
employment
and employment.
Big time. Because a lot of people back home have finished university. When I went to Ghana last year or two, I took Uber. Most Uber drivers I had experience talking to, they were all graduate students from universities. Mm-hmm. It's like Master Jumeni, like they're struggling and they are driving Uber, work to, I forgot what they call it. You work for a while and then you get a car and own it. So you work to pay, whatever they call it. But, it's like they have degrees, but there's no work. So here you are.
Well, you're making it sound as if Uber is not a job. It could be someone's profession. It all depends on how you look at it, though.
Well,
so you may have had a college degree, but if you have a job that is paying your bills and taking care of you, I think it deserves.
Well, ideally, most of the ones I talked to, that wasn't their first choice. Okay. Obviously, they had a degree. Let's say you have a degree in law or business administration. Your first choice is definitely not driving Uber. But you could do it on the side. Like a weekend, you drive a little bit, making a lot of money. That's one guy who took me to the airport. That's what Shudi was doing. But, you work go to, you work corporate. You work whatever, private sector or government sector. So you have a stable income from working based on what you've studied. And then the driver can be on the side. But his main thing was it was hard to get a job because so many applications, so many CVs that you send in, but you don't really get a job.
So they didn't really think that those you encountered, the education was not a factor in their ability to drive the Uber successfully? They think it wasn't? They didn't think that education was important at all?
They feel like the education is important because, they're only driving the Uber as a last resort.
Yeah, but the fact that you're not, because that's where I differ, because the fact that you didn't get the job of your choice, let's say you went to school, studied nursing, you're not working as a nurse, but right. You shouldn't disregard the fact that it broadened your mind. It helped you. It made you flexible to translate that knowledge. Knowledge is very transferable, right? You can translate to different things. So, I think it deserves some recognition though. And
Definitely.
we can't just say that, okay, you went for banking, you're not a banker, so you don't respect Uber. Uber drivers, I think some make pretty decent money though.
They do.
Yeah.
Some do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Obviously, what I was trying to insinuate was the fact that ideally the first choice would be what I've studied. Right, the job will be based on what I have
For
studied.
most people.
Most people. I did chemical engineering, so if I finish chemical engineering, my first choice would be to work for, one of the big companies in oil and gas in Ghana, right? But there's so many of us, and there's very few they're gonna take.
I see.
All right. So then, if I don't get it, well, then now resort to.
So the demand is higher than the supply.
Yeah, it's not. It's cutthroat. It's not easy like that. So, if opportunity comes and you have to go abroad, Canada, U.S., wherever, you take it. And then once you get here, that should be your main focus. It's like, I'm going to get it.
So did you have to go to school in the United States to be able to work as an engineer? Because you're working as an engineer now.
Yeah, I
right?
definitely went to school. When I finished high school, I went to Persec, the only secondary school in Ghana.
I see. No, Ghana Secondary School is the only secondary school in
man,
Ghana.
I'm on a daddy
But it
for
has
life.
Ghana in the name, and it's the school. That is it. No questions about that.
A daddy for
It has
life.
the title. So, how was your experience transitioning
It was hard.
to here? It was.
Yeah,
what do you
because
mean?
back in Ghana, most university students don't really work. You just go to school. Here, when I came, as if you're on a student visa, you find out that you have to make some money. You have to make some money too. And so I ended up going to school, doing like part-time campus, and then going to classes because I came. I didn't have scholarship, so I know I had to pay my way through school. Okay. That's where it becomes difficult.
Okay. I'm glad you're making it real for some of those watching us today who have ambition of furthering their education in the United States. If you don't have the means, listen to Colin. So was that your only option?
Yeah.
Working and paying
Absolutely,
tuition and then sustaining?
Unfortunately, when you come as a student, a foreign student, if you don't have scholarship, by the way, a lot of schools now are offering aid. Something that you have to first do before you like you and them right now. Apparently, there's a lot of Ghanaians I've met here, Ghanaian students who have scholarships. Both mostly graduate students. There's form of research assistance that they get, so that helps.
Is there a commitment after graduation to work with them, like
so.
1 or 2 years or something?
I believe it's just so graduate students or graduate level studies is mostly based on research and grants that they have available, so that they can pay from that. But I came through undergrad and then grad school. For the undergrad, some schools offer scholarships right from Ghana based on your TOEFL scores, SAT, or high school degree. High school. What do you call it? BC, whatever certificate you get. Yeah, you can.
BC is the new system, but me, as old as I am, I did the O and A level.
I did
but
too.
BC, you did? Then how come you said BC?
Well, now because I'm talking. I'm talking now because I was part of the last batch of A levels.
Oh, okay.
So I finished A level in 95.
Okay.
And I did my
I'm
sorry, 96.
Oh, 96.
And
okay.
I did my national service in Kumasi, and then I came to the U.S. in 98.
Okay.
July 98, and I went to school.
Okay.
In college.
So how was the process? Did you apply from Ghana straight to a school here in the United States, or did you get an invitation to come stay with someone and they helped you get into a school? How was the process from Ghana to here?
I applied directly from Ghana. At the time, there used to be so the way the process was back in my time, you had to go talk to Nancy Kiteku. She was I don't know, she had an affiliation with the U.S. whereby she knows all the U.S. schools. She'll pull the history, if there's racism, in that area. What
schools like those who were interested in bringing people from IC.
If there's AIDS, so before you go to the American Embassy, you have to talk to that lady first. You go to the school, you take the schools that you have basically apply to, or you want to apply to, and she's going to tell you, okay, this school is good. It has good program for minorities.
So you don't talk to her first before you do your research. You do your research.
Yeah, before.
And
so you submit the schools. Yeah, then she will tell you.
You filter the schools and then you go talk to her.
Yeah, she said this is good. based on your academics, your results.
Your GPA.
This is good. This is good. Based on your whatever you can afford to pay.
It's like a,
Yeah.
you pay her
No. Based on what every school has the amount of money you pay for per year, right?
for the registration or
tuition.
For tuition, okay.
If you don't have
I
scholarship.
I see.
Right.
Okay.
So I picked some few schools in Alabama. It was cheap at that time for the schools, like 10 grand a whole year. And so when I took it to her, she said, "Okay, this school, Alabama, South Alabama is good."
So like a pre-assessment kind
Yeah.
of thing, right?
She's just screening.
She's very,
So what they were doing, it was the counselors in American Embassy was trying to make sure, okay, before you even come talk to them, you've talked to the lady. She's done all the little screening, and they know, okay, once she's approved it, you're good to go.
Okay, and where is she located? In Accra or Kumasi?
I don't think they're doing it anymore. She was married to a Ghanaian, Miss Kitiku, Nancy Kitiku. I remember she was in one of them. I forget where it was back in the suit, but I think
also Accra.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not. I don't think they're doing it
There has to be a
anymore.
replacement though, if the program is still ongoing, because I hear people come to schools at different locations, so it has to be ongoing. There should be a replacement somewhere.
For whatever they're doing now, I'm not sure, but that was what happened back in my
But
time.
how were you connected to her? How did you get in touch with her?
Very good question. Your first thing, you go to the embassy. Let's say you didn't know.
Okay.
You go to the consular. The first thing they're going to ask you, have you talked to Nancy Kitiku?
Okay.
Like, who is that? And I go talk to her.
No,
They'll
but
give
before you
the-
go to the embassy to apply for a visa to come to the United States, you should have already contacted someone here who can house you, right? Or no?
No, at the time, you have your school admission letter.
Oh, okay. So you write to the school first,
Yeah, you get your admission letter.
get admission letter, then you take it to the embassy.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
To
with
get
your-
a visa.
With your statement, bank statement to prove that you can
I
afford
see.
the tuition. Yeah.
And then before that, but they advise that you go through her to screen you before you get to the
Embassy, right.
embassy to do
So
that.
so when I went to the embassy, like they asked me, have you seen Nancy? I was like, yeah, but the time I was, she had traveled. I talked to her one, and then the next time before my visa interview, she had traveled. So the counselor, okay, no problem. I see how good, good grades, good whatever, blah blah blah. Financial statement, everything's fine. The school's fine. Boom boom, get a visa.
But did the school give you like housing, like some form of accommodation? Did they promise you before the visa? Because you could be stranded
on
at the
house
airport.
campus, everything was provided. But obviously, room and board is paid. You have to pay if you don't have
So
scholarship.
you paid in Ghana before you go here, or when you get here, you
I
pay?
paid Parliament before, yeah.
So the school will give you some qualifying criteria that you have to meet, right?
Absolutely.
Which includes the housing.
Right.
So if you are listening and you're interested in a school in the United States, pay attention to what Colin's saying. It depends on the school, from how you explain it.
Depends on
Some
the
may
school.
let you pay, some may wait till you get here before you do that. But has it been cost effective?
Yes. If you're talking about my return on investment from...
Correct.
Of course, it's been effective. So, yeah, I paid my way through school.
But is it worth it though? All the stress you went through,
Of course, it's worth
and
it
where you
because
are
I became
right
an
now?
engineer and I've made multiple times over. That's
Oh, you were not an engineer in Ghana before that?
No.
Okay.
So I finished high school in Presec. Later on, I did science.
Okay.
Maths, physics. I did biology, physics, and chemistry.
Okay.
So my idea was to be a medical doctor.
Okay.
I applied for biomedical sciences.
Uh-huh.
I came to the school, I studied biomedical sciences, and then one Kenyan guy who had been there for a long time told me, hey, you want to go to medical school? I said, yeah. It's like, do you realize for medical school, you have to have loans.
Oh, I see.
You can't afford it.
That's true. For every school, actually. I think loans, America,
Well, for medical school, yeah, it becomes very expensive. So
loans drive everything here.
that's when I was like, oh, really? I didn't know. And he said, because I'm on an F1 visa, which is a student visa, you don't qualify for the student loan. You have to be a permanent resident or a U.S. citizen.
I see.
That's when he's like, why don't you go do chemical engineering? And then when you finish, by the time if your status change, you can go to medical school. Because here in America, you can change your degree at any point in time.
That's
you can
true.
change, because
You can even be 70 and still going to school. You may even get discounts that way. They do discount programs like that for the elderly who want to pursue an item in their bucket list.
Right, I started as a chemical engineer, but now I'm in cybersecurity.
I see.
You can switch.
The knowledge is transferable, so you
you can do whatever you want to do once you focus.
Okay.
So anyway, I did chemical engineering, and then when I finished, I was like, I'll just stay there.
You loved it.
Yeah, I didn't
And
want to go to medical.
you can still go to medical school if you want to.
Yeah.
It's not too late. And now you can even fund it because you're working, right?
Yeah,
you're
and
making an income.
I qualify for loans now.
I think it's a good advice too.
So,
it's a good advice. So, well, I hope it's been helpful. You have anything else to tell our viewers?
I feel like if the opportunity is available and you're able to access any opportunities, look for schools. There's a lot of, actually, maybe we can find some links. I know one of my friends has links to schools that offer aid to foreigners, before they can even get here, and kind of help them, through school for room, tuition and board, and room and board. But yeah, if you do have opportunity to come here, I mean, even if you just say worst case scenario, you come here, you don't want to go to school, but you want to work a few years before you, you do so, or you don't even want to go to school again unless say you want to do living, nursing. There's a couple of people.
Nursing takes education.
Yeah, I'm not your degree in nursing, but living a CNA or those things.
Oh, like a home health aid or something,
working for,
or living or something.
Living,
where you live with a person.
Working.
Oh, okay.
Some of the guys make good money in New York, New Jersey, Worcester, Massachusetts.
But that's not sustainable, though.
No,
you don't live at home with your family. You don't the joy of
that's
being
if you don't
with
have
your
if you have a family. Or if you don't have a family, you're single.
I know. So you're gonna do that forever, or you?
No,
make
they do for some years. They make a lot of money, and then they can.
Okay. Yeah, it depends on what you desire.
Yeah.
I think it boils down to what you desire. But if you want to enjoy your life as a single man, you can't be living in someone's home. It's not.
You make
Can
money.
there may be restrictions?
At the end of the day, you make money.